So I have been working on launching an Amazon store now for probably maybe 6 months, and I have been vlogging all of my experiences, all the mistakes we've made, everything we've been learning. So if you're interested in those videos, there will be a playlist up at the top which you can follow along. But today I wanted to do a very specific video which has been highly requested, where I just go through and list out all of the expenses. We have tracked every single penny that we've spent on launching our Amazon products, and we're still pretty early days. We're still launching products. We've only just started having products actually live, so I'm sure there's a lot more things to learn in the future, but I wanted to sit down and show you all the things that we've actually spent. So let's switch over to my computer. So here is everything that we've spent. So obviously I've had to take out exactly what the products are and stuff because I'm working with other people, so it's not really up to me to share. But hopefully this is going to give you a bit of an idea. So the first thing we did is we got samples of several different products. That's what these ones are. So this includes the shipping from China, and it was normally like a couple of the products. So one of the ones that we got was in like a pack of 10. So that will have been that. Some of these were just one unit. So it's reasonably expensive to get samples. Like these were all $50 to $100 per product. But we kind of felt like we had to do it to see the items. And we were comparing several different suppliers. So some of these, like I imagine this one that's $100, they were probably sending us several different products from the same supplier that we could try out. So in my opinion, that was really worth doing because we could compare the suppliers, and they actually varied a lot. And at the start, I was also itemizing our Amazon fees for the month. I think you get the first couple of months half price, but that's what these ones are, is when we weren't making any money, but we were paying out for the Amazon, like kind of seller account fees. So these disappear after a while because after we start making sales, they just take it off your sales before they pay you out the monthly income, I guess. So that's those. Then for one of the products, our high-end product that we made, we also had to have the packaging designed. So that's what this one is here. We got someone on Upwork to do the packaging. And a thing that you need is UPC labels. This is the barcode labels because you have to make your own barcodes. So you just Google buy UPC codes, and it gives you these like unique codes which turn into barcodes. And then when you apply it to the Amazon product, then Amazon will print out barcodes for you that you have to attach to your product, which the supplier will do for you. So this is kind of just registering those barcode numbers. So I paid $20 for 10 barcodes. Then this is our first big order. This is the expensive product we ordered. So this was 250 units and we spent $6,000 on it. You probably won't be doing a product that is this expensive. That was a deliberate move on our part to go into something that other people might not be able to enter because of the high barriers. But that was the first one that we did. And then we had photography for it. I've talked before that we used Creatively Squared for the photography and they were really excellent. And then we also had to register a company in Australia, for which we paid this. We had an accountant and, you know, all of that stuff like contracts and company registration and all those things. And then this is the shipping of that premium product there. So it was just internal shipping within Australia because we had a local supplier, but we also had to get it like safety certified because of what it is. And then we started working on a second product, which was much cheaper. So we had a logo designed, but we didn't have any packaging designed. I just had them print our logo on it and we got that done on Fiverr. And this is the order. So this is also for 250 units. So you can see the difference between how expensive it was. And we also had to pay to have a mold fee, which if we reorder, then we won't have to pay that. So that's a nice bonus. And then the shipping, this one was shipping from China, so it was more expensive to ship. And this also includes import taxes and that kind of thing. And then again, the photography. So this one, we had customized photography done of that product as well, so we could get it live in the store. And then we move on to our new process, which is where we're getting lots of products in really, really small quantities. So each of these we haven't got samples for. We've just ordered 50 units. So of course you can see they're all different products, so they vary in price. You know, these ones are only $1 per unit. These ones are several dollars. Some of these are suppliers providing several products as well, which is pretty cool. We run out of UPC codes by this point, so we got some new codes. You can see you get a better deal if you're buying more codes. So, I mean, these codes were half the price of those ones, but it's pretty small money, so it doesn't really matter. And then all of these products we got shipped all together. We had them all sent to our shipping agent, and then she has sent them to Australia. And so that was a big payment there, $3,000 to get everything shipped from China over to Australia. So far we've been going for almost exactly a year, but not full time, just quite informally kind of experimenting. And we have spent 15,000 US dollars, actually 15 and a half. So this is between 4 of us, and as you will have noticed, almost half of that is just from this one product order. So we've really changed our angle now of how we're doing it. That wasn't an accident that we booked one expensive product, that was deliberate for us, but you should be hopefully prepared from seeing this to see how much photography costs, how much shipping costs, and of course most of these costs are kind of negotiable. So photography, you could do it yourself if you wanted, but I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend that. You can sometimes use the photos just from the suppliers. That's what we're doing with all of these products. We're just going to use the photos that the supplier has, and then if they sell well, then we're going to get professional photos done and order more. So it's kind of an experiment. But yeah, so that is our outlay so far over the year. For that, we've obviously only launched a couple of products kind of the old-fashioned way, and then these other products in the testing method. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an indication. Then I wanted to list it out so you can see the difference between how much each different type of product costs. So the really expensive one, this is the shipping, the label, the photography, and the actual units. We got 250 units, and it cost $7,500. But then this one was obviously a lot cheaper. We got the same number of units, but the actual unit price was so much lower. The shipping and the photography end up about the same, although it actually is much lighter than this product. So the shipping was cheaper, but essentially that's the unit price that makes the difference. So that shows how much it can vary depending on what you choose. And then these test products now, this is kind of an average for what it costs for us to launch one product. So this is the shipment price and an average of about $100 to get the actual items. And those are for 50 units. So it varies a lot depending on what you're getting. 50 units normally would not be enough. Like, we will certainly expect to sell out of that, but we don't mind too much for Australia because it's not as competitive. But if you were doing America, you definitely wouldn't want to order as few as 50 units. Even if you're really budget conscious, you want to be ordering 500 to 1,000, I expect, so that you have time to restock without selling out, because if you sell out, your Amazon listing is basically screwed forever. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is the company costs. This is just the company registration and a couple of barcodes. I really want to encourage you to keep this as low as possible. A lot of people will register a website and get a custom logo made and lots of things like that. And I would really, really recommend that you try and avoid too much of that stuff. You don't need branding, you don't need business cards. There's so many expenses that you can avoid when you're just testing the market. You might change your company name, you might change your logo. So try and focus all of your money investing in product instead. Then the only final thing that I wanted to mention is transfer-wise. This shipment I actually paid in Australian dollars because obviously we're making sales, so we have Australian dollars going into our Australian account now, and I was paying it into China, and the bank says they only charge a $10 fee, but what they don't tell you is that they've hidden a bad exchange rate kind of inside the transaction, so it was actually going to cost several $100s, and instead I did it through TransferWise, and it only cost me a tiny fraction of that. So if you guys don't already know TransferWise, I will include a referral link in the description box. So if you're interested in joining TransferWise, I highly recommend it. I always forget how amazing it is. Like, it saved me hundreds of dollars just on that one transaction. So if you're paying across different currencies, you definitely do not want to be doing it direct with the bank. You want to be doing it through TransferWise. So that's just a little side note that hopefully will save you some money, and if you use that code, then I get a little bonus as well if you end up using it. So that is going to be it for this video. Those are all our expenses so far, every single penny that we have spent on launching Amazon products. If you guys would like more Amazon related videos, then let me know in the comments exactly what videos you would want, what things you're interested in, what things you are struggling with, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe as always, and I will see you next week. Bye!